Welcome to Non-Judgmental, brought to you by Being Seen and the Prime State.
Welcome to today's episode of Non-Judgmental, sponsored by Bean Scene and the Prime State. We are thrilled to have Ankita with us, a seasoned professional with over 14.5 years of experience in the nutrition and wellness industry. Ankita began her career working alongside a celebrity nutritionist and has since worked with some of the most prominent gyms, including Gold's Gym, as a freelancer. She has a strong background in genetic nutrition, specializing in DNA-based studies, and is currently pursuing postgraduate degree in Ayurvedic nutrition alongside a diploma in psychology. Ankita's unique approach combines the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda with modern science, creating a holistic framework that addresses her clients' emotional, physical, and mental well being. In addition to her work with individuals, Ankita is also a sports nutritionist, providing expert guidance and training to athletes. We are excited to learn from her wealth of knowledge and expertise today. Welcome, Ankita. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Ankush. It's my privilege I've always been serving clients, and that has always been my core specialty. Whenever a client comes to me saying, "Ki, Hey, Ankita, this is my goal, no, and I am more excited rather than a client to make him achieve that goal." So thank you so much for giving this opportunity. I'm really looking forward, who are really, really seriously looking forward for their transformation. I'm really here to help them out.
More than that, I want to be your first client because I know it is very difficult, and I've always faced difficulty maintaining a motivation. Honestly speaking, this is going to be one of my favorite episodes because this is not just going to be informative, but I'm 100% sure by the end of it, I'm going to get a little motivated to push myself to, lose so much of extras that I'm carrying. Not just emotional baggage, but also the body weight. Right. So I want to know, why is it that it's not just with me, but I've seen with a lot of people, they struggle to either maintain consistency, A, even if they're motivated, B, people like me who feel there has to be something done that, but the procrastinating कि I'll do it next Monday, next Monday. वो करते करते पता नहीं, my parents are like, तेरे कितने मंडे आएंगे? So I want to know, why is there so much of lack of motivation when it comes to transformation or just to exercise also?
Correct. So, as you rightly put it, Ankush, specifically in today's date, post COVID, there is too much of overwhelming knowledge, too much of over assumptions, over expectations when it comes to transforming health or losing weight or correcting your biochemical parameters specifically, or too much of high expectations or quick fixes, which people are looking forward for, and the path which they choose. Like for a simple example, अरे 3 महीने में शादी है तो इसलिए ट्रांसफॉर्म करना है. So basically, your first step of failure starts when you just have a short term goal to be achieved. And then that's how you lose your motivation. So I would rather say कि whenever you're choosing your path, set small goals. Say for example, you have to achieve, say for example, 25 kgs. Don't keep a goal of losing 25 kgs. Keep a goal of losing 5 kgs first. Keep a target कि, okay, 3 months, I'll lose 5 kgs. That 5 kgs, you divide it into monthly goals. Again, that monthly goals, you divide it into the weekly goals. कि, okay, this week, I will first work on this and I'll be more consistent. I'll just give you a short example of, say, exercising. Now, you have never been exercised, or a client is just not been exercising. So I would say, kid, just show up for 10-15 minutes. Just wear your shoes and just show up for 10-15 minutes. Even if you go post pictures and come back, it is still fine. Maybe after a week, you do some stretches, or maybe you just walk on a treadmill for 10 minutes. It's absolutely fine. The thing is, first show up. Even if it is for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just show up. If you do this process for 30 days, it gets inbuilt in your muscle memory that, I have to get up and go. So you built that cue habits in yourself, that you know that you have to go and show up over there. So the first thing is to show up. When it comes to maintaining that consistency, make your environment in such way that you're able to maintain that consistency. Be with people who have similar goals with you so that you keep each other motivated with things. Second, create an environment. Like, for example, if you feel that, there is a lack of cooking perspective, or there is lack of things where you're not able to eat the kind of food which your coach has recommended to you, try to cook yourself. Learn to, access new recipes. Learn to cook yourself and probably adhere to it, which makes you more motivated specifically. Or have a buddy with you who will constantly push you. If you have a coach, nothing like that. The coach will always motivate you and push you towards what needs to be done, what not needs to be done. And I would say in this journey, it is okay to fail at some times. It's okay to even give up. But that one buddy or coach is still there to push you. And also, most importantly, strive for progression, not for perfection. You cannot be perfect. You just have to make progress 1% than what you were yesterday. If you target to that, if your entire goal setting is done on based on progression and just not on numbers, I'm sure in your entire journey of your transformation, you will never lose your motivation.
Yeah, I completely understand because that's where I believe that I lack in that motivation itself. Meko Hamesha, it's not like I've never been to gym, but when I go and then when I see the kind of efforts that I have to take, I'm like, it's okay. And whenever I used to go to gym, right? Whenever I did go, there was a time when I was consistent enough to my gym and everything. I did lose weight. I was consistent with my diet. Every time I came home, anything if my sister's eating pizza or anybody from family is having, the variety of foods that I always, my heart slipped on. When I saw that, I was like, nahi, ye kha ke I really don't want to burn a little more extra calories. I don't want to work out a little extra. I'm already done with the gym, with the amount of workout I do. It's better I don't eat. And I have realized one thing that this, as you said, we don't have to have a larger goals. I mean, eventually the byproduct or the larger goal has to be that we need to be
Correct.
consistent and lose our weight or maybe gain or whatever the transformation journey one wants to be in. Rightly said, or always have the short-term goals that, oh, 1 month I'm going to do this. If we have example, somebody is getting married and they just want to lose or gain weight for that 3 months or 2 months of the time period that they have, and after that the motivation just cracks down.
Correct.
That was absolutely no. Now I realize where I get wrong. And more than how do you push your client? Because I also realize, clients come from a very different backgrounds, right? So what culture they belong, especially if you have South Indian client, unse chapati le lo, you can take out the Indian bread out of them, but you can never pull out the rice.
Correct.
Similarly, with Sindhis also have such heavy food. So does Gujarati, Marwadi. I mean, all cultures have different sort of foods, right? Especially Punjabi, if you consider they have a lots and lots of food that can count into calories. And being, my favorite being aloo paratha, I can do anything for that aloo paratha to be there. So I just want to know if you ever have encountered such clients, is there any sort of restrictions that you give them, like losing weight? But how do you deal with it?
Great, Ankush. I was just awaiting this question because as a coach, I would say ki how do I generally coach my clients? First and foremost, we need as a coach, I respect all the cultural cuisines, all the local and the seasonal eatings which comes into the nature. Nature has given you so much to eat when it comes to culture, season, crop cycle. So based on that, I gave them recommendations. As you rightly said, I cannot pull out rice from a South Indian client. I cannot tell a Gujarati client to keep just focusing on eating proteins because that's not their DNA. So, understanding a person's DNA from where he is been coming in terms of culture and cuisine is very important as a coach. So, that's how understanding your client and making his mind trained to start eating a little bit lesser and then tweaking it into all the other variations, which as a coach, I want a client to eat forward for, is something which I work upon. See, I'll just give you a quick example. Like, as you said, there are a lot of taboo statements. Ki, chai ban karna hai to lose weight. You know, eating aloo paratha is not going to give you result. Having pizza once a week into a controlled portion will still not help. Deleting alcohol completely from your social life will only help you to lose weight. So first of all, let me tell you, all these statements are false. Me also being a coach, when I started transforming my fat loss journey, I had lost weight and fat, for that matter, eating a high carb meal. All right. So again, what lot of clients do is they start clinging to a particular unsustainable approach of eating food. They start eliminating things which the social media trends. Okay, eating this will only give you this. Eliminating this will only give you results. When a mind is clinged towards these restrictions of either eliminating or deleting, or either just focusing on one particular type of a pattern of a diet, is where a you get stuck in terms of progress mentally. Also at certain stage, maybe after 1 month, 2 months, you are not happy with the way things are going, because ultimately your DNA and you're born and brought up to eat parathas. A Sindhi and
Right.
Punjabi is born to eat parathas specifically. So I would always suggest a client or something which fits into his or her cultural eating habits, obviously with control portions, with restrictions. I don't deny that fact, but there's a way how you put forward a meal to a client. Again,
Right.
eating a lot of cultural diversity specifically helps you to build a good gut, a good mindset, and a good nutrition at a cellular level. So I'm a coach who always believe in working at a little bit more at a cellular level. I always see कि okay, थोड़ा time लगेगा, अपने आप को 1 साल दो, then you can still relish all your pizzas, pastas, burgers once a while, because you have reached that level of utilization where your body is able to utilize and burn it as a form of fat specifically. So
Right.
I don't restrict my clients. A lot of clients, the first question when they come, आप मेरा चाय बंद कर दोगे ना, आप मेरी कॉफियाँ बंद कर दोगे. So see, there is certain way of restriction. If you having say a 2 cups of either tea or coffee, which is not loaded with too much of sugars, and if it is fitting your macros specifically, so a recommendations what we have to a client, why you have to give up on your tea and coffee? If
Right.
you are into say a business, so there's a lot of business people who come. I had a client who have been on travels every month, 20 days at least minimum. All his three major meals are out. We are still successfully work, to bring his 10 kgs down in 3 months. So
Oh,
it's not about eating this is not going to give you a result, or eating this is only going to give you a result. It's all about how your coach is helping you to fit into your travel routines, your cultural routine, and still able to help you. So mentally also you're satisfied. So that's where, where I spoke about, I transcend not only in terms of the physical aspect, but also the psychological aspect of a client is taken into consideration when we work towards transforming a client specifically.
right. And what if somebody wants to start the journey? Because you said, can we count this also as a fear wherein people don't want to go to a coach or maybe don't want to start dieting because they have to lose on a lot of their favorite foods? Because we also consider food to be a very comforting zone for a lot of people. And I believe there are a lot of people out there who would have this, that food is a comforting zone for them as well, and maybe the fear of losing that the comfort zone, maybe that's why we lack motivation, or that's one of the reasons why we don't want to start on this journey. This can be a valid reason for the same.
Yes, it can be a valid reason, Ankush, as you rightly said, कि lot of people fear कि मुझे अब ये खाने नहीं मिलेगा, मुझे अब ये छोड़ना है. But technically, to be honest, you don't need to leave anything when you are on your transformation journey,
Right.
specifically. That's one point where everybody needs to understand. Okay, there is no particular food or a particular ingredient which supports weight loss. So I would say कि still if you fearing, as your question says, how do you start with your journey? Definitely taking a professional help is always better because they will guide you in terms of proper knowledge of how to keep a balance of meals, how to eat. The timings are important. The combination of foods are very important because as per Ayurveda, as I said as you said that, I back Ayurveda as the science, the Ayurveda simply says you need to follow a dincharya. Now, what is a dincharya? It is basically your timelines of how your biological body works. There are
Mm.
certain body prakrutis like, Vat, Pitta, and Kapha. These elements have their activeness and deactiveness at a particular time of day. So, if you're eating a right nutrition at a particular time with proper combinations of meal, that's going to help you definitely achieve good results. And also to make it short, you don't need to give up on any of your favorite food. It's just the quantity and the quality of how you making that meal. So say for example, say if you're okay, let's take an example of yours itself, Ankush. What is your favorite go-to food specifically?
Paratha.
Okay. Now how many parathas can you eat currently specifically? Like, you're used to
Two,
eating that number of parathas, say.
two.
Great. First
Yeah.
15 days, just cut off 1/4 of the second paratha.
Mm-hmm.
Next 15 days, make it to just, eat one and the 1/4 of the second paratha. Till you reach that 30 days, and when you complete this process of 13 days, and when you start working out, there'll be a lot of good, happy hormones which will be released specifically. You
Mm.
yourself will become mindful because you will start seeing some results happening. That itself will set back your second motivation. Ke, okay. Plus, then there will be a stage that you will stick to one paratha. Now, second twist, what you can do is, since you're a pure vegetarian, what you can do is you can combine a little bit of aloo and paneer and vegetables to it to make your parathas. So this is
Mm.
how we work on the entire tweaking and twisting of a particular meal. While psychologically you still have that, oh, I'm eating a paratha. But nutritionally, it is more balanced in terms of carbs, proteins, and vegetables. So
Right.
this is how I curate recipes for my clients, where psychological aspect is also taken care of, plus the technical aspect is also taken care of.
Right. And I also wanted to know what can somebody do, A, to get motivation, and B, how do they start on this journey?
Okay. You're answering your first question first. How to get motivated is, again, keep a long term goal. मुझे 1 साल में नहीं, मुझे 2 साल में 10 किलो कम करना है. This itself is a long term motivation. So बीच में अगर कुछ स्लिप भी हो रहा है, for particular reason, अगर आप travel कर रहे हो या कोई wedding है या there is some unusual things happening where you're not able to focus on your journey, say for example. So when you keep that as your goal, there is a subconscious mind which keeps filling your conscious mind. Okay, we have to achieve this goal in 2 years of time. Either you have a buddy with you who has a similar goal, or you hire a professional coach which has a similar mindset of you and will help you to transform that mindset specifically and
Right.
guide you and push you towards that. So that's the two things we can do. If you don't want to hire a coach, you hire a buddy with you who will constantly have, or push you specifically. Now that could be either your friend, it could be either your spouse, it could be either your office colleague, specifically. And always be in that environment of positivity where people talk about good food, good health, positive mindset. I think that's your environment, as I always say. It also plays a major role in motivation. So if your buddy, so your buddy has to tell you कि ठीक है चल कुछ नहीं तो एक 15 मिनट का walk कर आते हैं. So
Right.
this will also help you to keep you consistent. So whether you go, it's not necessary you have to go to gym only to transform yourself. You can pick up any activity that keeps you engaged in terms of your physical and your emotional transformation also. Remember, your journey of transformation is not limited to your figures. It's not only the weight or the biochemical numbers which come in terms of your cholesterol, thyroid, and all. It's more towards to do with your psychological process of shifting your mindset, basically. Your second question, how to start with it specifically? Start cutting down one fourth of what you're eating currently. Either hit the gym or engage in some physical activity for 15 to 30 minutes and just be consistent for 30 days to 90 days. Because it's psychologically proven also in some studies that when you are consistent enough for 30 to 90 days, it becomes your inbuilt habit specifically.
Right.
Just fix up a good sleeping time, get up early specifically, try to meditate. Now, meditation doesn't mean like a lot of people will find difficult to meditate. Just concentrate on your breaths for 10 minutes. Inhale, exhale. Now, there are a lot of YouTube videos in terms of how to, have control on your breaths and how to inhale, exhale. 10 minutes, if you're doing all this thing, eating on time, sleeping on time, setting your meals, start eating clean. Say, for example, there are
Right.
some people who are lot of, eating out, junk eating out. Try to reduce one fourth. Always try to reduce one fourth of what you're doing currently. Slowly and steadily, you will build that habits, which will get integrated in your system slowly and steadily. So that's how
Right.
you just kickstart your journey specifically.
And I also wanted to ask a question here. This reminds me of one of my friends who eats a lot of junk and a lot of food, but still they don't put on a single kilo weight. Why is that so?
There could be two reasons. Genetics. So his genetic makeup is that way, specifically where
Mhm.
his fat metabolism genes are a little more, far more better, where, his utilization of fat in the body or the deposition is really not very bad, specifically. So again, these are two different things. How your body metabolizes fat and how your body stores fat. For both the things, there are different genes which regulate these metabolism. So that could be
Right.
one reason that he has very good genes in terms of his fat metabolism. Second thing, maybe like, he has built himself that way some years late, probably some years back, where his body's utilization is or adaptability is far more better. And honestly, even if you are a slow metabolizer, having good strength in terms of doing good strength training, keeping your stress levels, there are a lot of ways we will, learn in terms of the future episodes in terms of how to manage stress and how to evolve or transform stress. Once you start hacking this specifically, even you at a certain point or any given individual at a certain point will be able to metabolize everything and anything at a good level specifically. And even when you eat those at a temporary basis, you will not see any fluctuations happening in your body. So, taking the right path of transformation, of going slow, eating mindfully, using your common sense, I would say, in a layman language. Use common sense. Be very careful about where you are eating and with whom are you eating specifically. But that's your environmental, pressure when it comes specifically. So I think once you start doing these little things and when you self are very conscious, this is what we call as, self management and self awareness. So, I coach clients on these different aspects also about self accountability, self assessments, self management. Then the journey will become a little more easier.
Right. And I'm also just you did say that, I went with so much of flow when you were speaking. You did mention about how the genes and genetics do play a vital role in a person's body format, right? So I want to keep this episode a little shorter because I want people to understand like I want to do a lot of series where you help people transform and understand their journey better and how can they reach to their goals that they want to achieve, whether it's of gaining or losing weight. When you were talking about you have to be mindful of what you eat and where are you eating or maybe with whom are you eating, right? I want an advice for people like me who have a habit of watching majority a lot of them would agree watching Tarak Mehta, but I have a habit of watching it irrespective of no matter how many episodes I have done, right? I mean, no matter how many episodes I've watched, I don't know, for some reason, I went into my own episodes, but no matter how many episodes I've watched of that particular TV daily soap or anything, is there any advice for people to, how can they minimize their screen time when they're having their meal, or is there anything that they can do about it?
Yes. So, two things I would want my listeners and the viewers to practice is specifically start avoiding using any kind of gadgets, whether it is your laptop, whether it is your television, or whether it is your mobile phones, or whether it is your iPad. Spend that 10-15 minutes with your meal specifically. Don't do anything. Just start practicing. I think 10 minutes of this practice will really make you way more ahead of getting into that mindful eating, because you will be using your senses, all your five sensory organs, and focusing on the food, which will again eventually indirectly help you to cut down your portion sizes also. And trust me, you can practice this for 30 days and come back to me on the same questions. Maybe you can just note down somewhere and practice this for 30 days and come up with the difference. I'm not expecting too many transformations in this 30 days of coming. I'm just telling, start practicing of not touching your gadgets for 10-15 minutes and spend that time with your food. And then you come up with your experience. How was it? And what difference do you feel earlier when you were using your gadgets and eating, and now what you feel the difference?
Right.
Second thing, I would say key before sleeping also, because there's a lot of influence today on social media where you just keep scrolling, 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 scrolling. Practice at least to go off with all your gadgets at least minimum 30 minutes to 1 hour before you're off to sleep. If you like reading books, read books, or you can have your affirmations. I'm a strong believer of affirmations. So I practice a lot of positive affirmations when I go to bed. So I, by the way, sleep at 10, max at 10:30, and I don't check my phone after 9:15, 9:30 p.m. And it doesn't come over time. It's just the practice. Start with 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and slowly and gradually start doing things. I think that will
Right.
definitely work. And
Right.
in my 14 years of my career, I have seen people who start practicing. It's just all about practice, practice, practice. जितना आप ज़्यादा practice करोगे वो आपकी inbuilt habit में हो जाएगा. It is as simple as हम बचपन से सीखते आ रहे हैं ना, उठ के ब्रश करना है, उठ के ब्रश करना है. What is it?
Right.
It's just a practice, basically. You just need to practice. कुछ भी चीजें overnight change नहीं होने वाली है. Start with that 5 minutes of 10 minutes. And most importantly, I would say what I usually tell my clients कि आप एक timetable बना के रखो. Like, say for example, 7 to 8 is your waking up time. 8 to 8:15, you will just concentrate on your breakfast. Or 8:15, you may start your work calls, or, till 10:30. Take that 5 minutes of mid break to be off that screen and, have your mid meal. Whenever you make this timetable, no, try to adhere it for at least 50% initially. After a month, make it to 60%. After a month, you make it to 70%. This timelines or this management, what we also call it as time management, will not only
Right.
help you to adhere to your practices, but will also make you more productive when it comes to your work profiles.
Right. That I would say that I will start practicing with detaching myself from the screen, at least while I'm having my meals, so that
Correct.
I fully concentrate. I did practice, but I was like, let me go back. But now I'll take this seriously. I won't say I will completely eradicate it, but maybe I'll start with, maybe, as you said, keeping a timeline of starting with maybe first 5 minutes, and then, for
Correct.
1 week, and then maybe for 10, and slowly and steadily I will do that the same. And also, I want you to have a series with me wherein it is very easier for people to, start with their journey, whether irrespective of what they want to transform, whether they want to gain or whether they want to lose or just to maintain themselves. Because I believe now obesity is a bigger problem in our country. It has become to such an extent that India ranks in one of the top five. I don't know exactly where, but I did read that, India ranks somewhere five. in the top 5 in the world. So
Yes.
I because it will be easier for our audience to understand what did we speak, to get the major point, and then start along with us.
Yes, Ankush, I'll be really very happy to, actually spread that knowledge in terms of, because the nutrition itself is a very wide variety of topics. As I said, understanding your body prakriti, how do you practice mindfulness? How do you stay consistent? What type of diet is good for you specifically? A lot of people also have pre-notions that carbs are bad, you know eating only protein is going to give you all the results. A lot of people have
Right.
this mindset here, I already have PCOS, thyroid. I know it's not going to happen. You know, I have reversed my thyroid, in 2 years with no medications. So I just want to tell our viewers, to understand specifically that everything is possible. Everything is all about how your perception towards it and the approach of transformation specifically. Keep
Right.
a longer goals for your transformation, or I would rather put it as, you have to, a client has to decide कि मेरे को 3 और 6 महीने करके खत्म करके वापस 1.5 साल के बाद दूसरे कोच के पास जाना है, या एक कोच के पास 1-2 साल बिता के लाइफ टाइम खुद से इंडिपेंडेंटली करना है चीजें.
Right.
सो आज ये डाइट, कल वो डाइट. So the choice is all yours. But we'll definitely run through various episodes in terms of talking on proteins, talking on carbs, talking on fats, talking on different kinds of diets, its pros and cons, talking on a very crucial and important talking emotional eating or stress management. So definitely we'll take up these series, and I'll be really happy if even if 10% of people are benefiting, or at least motivated to get their journey started, I'll be the most
Right.
happiest coach, specifically.
You have the 0.1%
I'm
and get
I am
along.
so happy, Ankush. I'm really so happy. And as I told, it's okay. It's okay to slow down sometimes. It's okay to take a pause. It's all okay. As a coach, I also go on with a lot of turbulence, where sometimes even I feel कि यार एक हफ्ते के लिए कुछ नहीं करना है. It's okay. Because my target is not to get transformed or not to just focus on coming 3 months or 6 months. I
Right.
know today, if I am 35, I know at 45 what I don't want to end up having specifically. If that is your vision, then I think you're all set for your transformation journey.
Right. Thank you so much, Ankita, for giving this knowledge on how to be motivated and how one can start their journey. It was really a wonderful conversation with you. Hope to see you in next episodes. Thank you so much for being here, Ankita. It was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you, Ankush.